So talking about that then, you mentioned some really good ideas for kind of, I would kind of phrase it as how to make yourself more visible, or like how to get your reputation or your personal brand out there as a tester. In your, looking back on your year, how do you think having that reputation has helped you in your kind of career this year?
Yeah, I think it was one of the turning points last year when I took myself away and kind of decided for the first time to look towards the next year from a personal brand level, from a personal development. I literally took myself away to a room when I was working at Very, and spent about 2 hours. I had a long lunch there and drafting, and actually that was first of all one of the best things you can do. Just take yourself away with a coffee and music. For me, music was a massive motivator. So I work best of working on a task with music in the background. So at that point in time, it was Beck in the background with a coffee over lunch, very motivated, and just with a whiteboard, a massive whiteboard. I think that helped me this year massively, because in terms of the amount of people that have contacted me on LinkedIn just to contact, and that's made me feel so much better mentally this year. I mean, what with COVID, so the actual lockdown, and actually it's been a really tough year for everyone. For me, it's been really great sort of meeting the likes of yourself, Beth, other people on there. And actually I realised that the way that the modern world's going, if you were to jump back 5 or 10 years ago, maybe say I've got a modern brand, a lot of people would go, oh, roll their eyes. You really, we kind of, I've been honest, I might have been a bit guilty 5 or 10 years ago.
Absolutely the same, yeah.
And you go, oh, here we go, modern. But it's that the idea of selling yourself was looked down. But I think, especially for testers, I got through this kind of, when I had a bit of a LinkedIn spurt at the start of the year and continued. I think as testers, it's not only would like to have it, you should have now as to be socially aware as a tester, and actually to sell it. And it's not selling yourself, you're just selling testing itself and actually advocating it. That's an essential part of the toolbox. So I think, so for me, it was almost like, personally, it's going to do me good. But I realized going forward, the way that the industry is going, and actually testing itself is being pressurized. There's more people saying, what can testing deliver? It's like, you need to have that ability to kind of sell not only yourself, but your profession that you're in. And I realized that I was also thinking, this is my job now, actually, to go and do this. So I actually don't think anything else. I was telling, and I work at the Co-op in Manchester, and we were saying, listen, I'm going to go and do on a test community interview today with Beth. And I'm getting into the idea of people said, this is part of your job, and to go above and beyond in self-development. So that's a long way of answering your question, Beth. It actually did help me in terms of career opportunities this year, and I was moving on. I'm sure we'll come on to that shortly. But it's from a personal brand, it helped me mentally. More important than anything, it was a challenge that I needed. I pushed myself. Half of me did not want to do it, which made the other half maybe push myself out and do it. And actually, I think you need that during times where you can just go and put your metaphorical pajamas on and do nothing. I think by pushing yourself out there, I think that's helped me got through this year.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, it is a bit cringy. I hear the word personal branding and I think, oh, that sounds like a marketing thing. And I'm a bit of an introvert naturally, and it all feels a bit cringy. And actually, it's just connecting with people. There's just more opportunity to do it now, because, would I have gone to Manchester to do a talk? Probably not. I probably wouldn't have been invited. Actually, I wouldn't have been invited had I not been on LinkedIn and Christy saw me. And, it's a bit of a spider web of one thing leads to another thing, and grows arms and legs. And it all comes from just making yourself known to other people, just putting yourself out there.
And this is a good point now, Beth, just by putting yourself out there, even starting small, and we've both been doing blogs. You'll be more active blogging wise than I, but I started off the year by doing a couple of blogs. Never done a blog before. I'm so glad that I did it.